So, my name is Katie Mason, and I read Witch and the Wizard. And this book impacted me because it had, like, it was something different that I've never read. And it was a fun story, and it kept me entertained. And yeah, and then it was their name was Wit and Witty, and they lived in a house. And one morning, these people came and abducted them because apparently they were witches and wizards, but they didn't really know. And so they had went in the house and tried to take them, and their parents were like, no. And so then whenever the people took them, they went to this hospital type thing, and they have to stay there because apparently they're witches and wizards. And Witty set one of the guards on fire with her powers, and Wit can float and stuff, and so they went on trial, and the judge said that they were witches and wizards, and they didn't believe him. So then they had to take a test, and when they took the test, they came back like positive, like they weren't witches and wizards. But then he didn't believe them because he knew that they were, and he didn't know what to do because he didn't know what to do because he believed that they were witches and wizards. So then they had Witty got mad, and she made a bunch of horseflies come into the courtroom, and then he sent them away, and then they were starving and dehydrated, so they had to get food. They had to make it down this scary hallway with these dogs they would go down to get their food, and they had to make it back within less than, I think, like 5 minutes to get food and water. And whenever they would come back, the dogs would bite them. But Woody made it through some and then dropped the pails. But then they went back to the room, and someone came in and told them that they were going to be executed. It was the nurse that came in and told them that they were going to be executed. And Woody had a dream about Wit being executed, so she was scared. And then Wit was laying against the wall and discovered that he could go through the wall. And whenever he went through the wall, he saw Cecilia, his ex-girlfriend that had been captured, like, I think a week before they did. So once he saw her, he had hope that they were going to get out. But then she said that she was a ghost, so she couldn't take them. They couldn't get out. So then she disappeared, and Woody got scared that he was going to go through the wall, so she pulled him back through, and he got mad at her because he pulled her through. And then they were sitting there, and who was it that came in? Alright, someone came in. I forgot what his name was, but they didn't like him because he went to a school and he used to bully Wit, so they didn't like him. And Woody got mad and turned him into, I think, a little lion. Yeah. So I think that Woody was the one that was well developed throughout the story because she showed more emotion than Wit, and whenever Wit was there, he was just like, eh, and Woody was, she showed more emotion, and she took one for the team, and stood up for Wit, Wit should stood up for her because he's the older brother. So I think the dynamic characters are definitely Wit and Woody because they both have powers and they can use them against people. Like the static characters are probably his mom and dad, and Cecilia because they weren't really in the book with him, so they didn't really help. I think the tone is like more scared because they were scared of being in the hospital, and so they didn't know what to do because they were obviously like scared out of their minds because they weren't home with their mom and dad and they just got took out of their house, so they didn't know what to do. I would recommend this book to my peers because it's really interesting and it keeps you on your toes, and it's not boring. There's not a part that's like really boring. It's short and easy, and yeah, and I finished on page 141.